Okay, hi everyone, I'm Sean and this is Snowflake, and today we are doing the Moody Book Tag. This was a list of questions thought up by Brittany from Slanted Spines, and it came to me by way of Max from Max Reads. So let's dive right into the questions. Question 1. Do you consider yourself to be a mood reader? I really don't know if I consider myself to be a mood reader. I read based on my moods, I guess, which is mainly if I feel good, I will read. But I don't really pick books based on emotions, whether it's a sad book or whatever. I don't really go for that. I just read whatever. Snowy, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? No, you can't go inside. Question 2. Do you set to be read... Bleh. Do you set to be read... To be... Is it to be read or to be read? It must be to be read. Question... I would say yes, I do. I definitely have like priorities for books I want to read, and based on new books that get added to my to be read list, those books may get moved down. But generally, books have either a high priority to read, a medium priority, or a low priority for me to read them. Question 3. Do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of a book rub off on you? It really depends on the book. Some kind of romance books will affect me more emotionally, but other books don't generally really affect me emotionally too much. Oh, you're gonna go, aren't you? Go ahead. Go ahead. Question 4. When you're feeling sad, do you like to read sad books, happy books, or neutral books? When I'm feeling sad, I usually don't read. Question 5. Most often, do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? I'd say it's a combination of reading to escape, and also I write a lot, so I read examining how other writers write. I analyze the writer's structure, their style. I also definitely read to escape. I like reading about places I haven't been to, places I don't know much about, times I don't know much about. You okay? What do you like to read, Snowflake? Really? You like comic books? What's your favorite comic book? Really? Okay. Question 6. What is a book that made you laugh out loud? The 13.5 Lives of Captain Bluebear by Walter Morris, as well as his book The City of Dreaming Books. Those were both very funny. I really liked The Princess Bride by William Goldman. And I also really like Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I thought this was a brilliant book. I loved the character of Eleanor. She was so unintentionally funny. This book made me laugh out loud a lot. Question 7. What is a book that made you cry? I don't really remember crying to many books, but the ones I do remember shedding tears for were pretty much all Nicholas Sparks books. The ones that I've read from him are Safe Haven, The Choice, and A Walk to Remember. I've read a couple others by him, but those are the 3 that I remember shedding tears over. So I don't know. Nicholas Sparks is really the only one who's been able to get me to cry as a writer. So good job, Nicholas Sparks. Question 8. What is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about? That's kind of a curious question. As far as a book that I just didn't know what to think about, I beta read a book a few months ago, and I just could not figure out whether it was really good or, I don't want to say bad, but just not good. I couldn't tell if it was genius or just kind of stupid. As far as books that I didn't really know what to think about until after I finished reading them, 3 of them come to mind. One of them would be Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. As I read that book, I was kind of like, well, it's okay. But when I finished it, I realized, okay, this was a really good book. Another book that comes to mind is Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. As I read it, I thought it was just okay, maybe a 2-star book. But the way that book ended, the ending was just genius. And right away it bumped it up to a 5-star book. So that's a book, Around the World in 80 Days, that I didn't know what to think about until I finished it. And then the last book would be Phantom of the Opera by, I don't know how to say his name, Gaston Leroux, some French dude. Phantom of the Opera I thought was kind of a boring book. It was pretty dry, wordy. But when I finished it, much like Frankenstein, I was like, wow, that was a pretty good book. Question 9. Are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? I live in the Pacific Northwest, so pretty much every day out here is a cloudy day. Question 10. Do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, lights, smells, etc. Nope, I just read. Question 11. Can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them? I definitely jump from book to book. I have a reading list right now. I'm reading 6 books, I think. And I go from one right into the other, no delay in between. And that's all of the questions. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Another book that I didn't really know what to think of it. Blah. Another book that I didn't really know what to think until the end was Around the World in 80 Days by... well... we have 2 questions left, Snowflake. We're almost done, I promise. And then I'll give you some lettuce. If you be good, I'll give you lettuce. Oh, I'll give you lettuce anyway. The other book that comes to mind would be Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. Stay.